Here we go, the Don Miller Show, drinking and judging. Hey, y'all, just got here. I was rushing. I missed my exit. I came back around 2 more times, and I finally got here, but Josiah Kane was late. Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of the Don Miller Show podcast with my man, Real Rap Kane. Drinking and judging. So much to talk about tonight. Of course, we got 1 hour, and we're going to run through this, but feel free to like and subscribe. Please feel free to like and subscribe.
And comment.
And
your phone is on, Don.
okay.
Computer's on.
I apologize again. See, that's what happens when you're in a hurry. But feel free to like and subscribe. Share. Tell your friends what we're doing over here at the Don Miller Show on Tuesday nights. My man, Real Rap Kane, again. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. So much to talk about. I want to get out of the gate real quick and tell you that we're getting ready to go into a couple of show series called Contradiction, Hypocrisy, and Narrative. I did this a while ago, and I think it probably didn't register with a lot of people. But I'm looking at the black community right now, and I'm seeing things that I'm just shaking my damn head at. I'm like, Negroes, please. You know what I mean, Jay? Because I'm watching that debate, the Florida debate. Everybody knows how Florida plays in the national spotlight. So last night, 2 Republicans were debating for governor, okay?
Not Democratic Republican.
Right, 2 Republicans, right? Let's be clear, right? And Charlie Crist, who was a Republican governor from Florida who changed to an independent and then to a Democrat, right?
Okay.
And he's never had a real job. This is all he's ever done. He was debating DeSantis, who is the current governor of the state of Florida. I'm going to be real quick on this, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a debate, but okay.
It wasn't a debate, right? So I'm watching this nonsense, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I'm listening, and I'm watching the thread of black people who are yaying for Charlie Crist, right? Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I think Charlie Crist was a decent governor, and I don't think he was a bad governor, but I am also a conservative, right? Mm-hmm. But all these Negroes in the thread talking about, get him, Charlie, get him, were the same Negroes who hated Charlie when he was a governor. So what are we doing, right? So is it that easy? You go switch parties. So are black people attached to a party and that not policies? Are black people attached to personality and not policy? What are we doing? You Negroes hated Charlie. You hated him. You called him names. I called him names, right? The fact of the matter is,
you know they're attached to that Democratic Party, man. Cut it out.
But it's just embarrassing. And a friend of mine said, Don, why? So black people like Charlie now? Yeah, because black people do what they're told. Yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm with you. I don't got nothing to add to that.
That was ridiculousness, right?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I'm going to just say this right now, right? Nobody won that last night.
That's why I said it wasn't a debate.
Okay? It wasn't a debate, right? It was 2 guys with opposing viewpoints. One guy don't know who the hell he is.
I mean, I guess the viewpoints were opposing, but when you look at what they were saying, man, I shook my head every 2 seconds, like, because your man couldn't even commit to stay in the office for 4 years.
But it's amazing.
You're here to answer that question.
But let me just say this: so what's amazing to me is, Jay, think about this. Who cares? They all jump ship on us.
No, it's not that. It's just funny because he's saying his level of commitment to
Floridians.
Floridians.
Right, he should have. Right.
So then he questioned his level of commitment to Floridians, which was a good move, by the way.
Right,
that was a good move.
Absolutely.
Right. And he put him in the box, and he sat there was with that, I guess he rehearsed that pose, smile,
right.
Smirk, whatever it was.
It's just, what are we going to do? And look, I want black people to really do me a favor. Just step back for 1
wake
minute.
Up?
No, they ain't going to happen. They ain't going to wake up. They ain't going to roll over.
Okay. Think?
But
black people to think.
It's just amazing to me. So I just wanted to get out of the gate, and I'm watching how it's so easy, right, for black people to dislike somebody,
based
and then
off
they
of what
change.
They tell you not to like somebody.
Then they come back and say, "Oh, I'm just playing," and then you like them, man.
But black people problem is somebody tell us not to like somebody, and we don't like somebody for no good reason besides somebody saying, "I want black people to realize this," right? You no longer belong to master. No, I'm being honest, right? Listen.
That is not true. That is not true.
Listen. Let me frame this properly.
Okay, good.
Right? You have the freedom to educate your kids, right? You had the freedom to open a book, to open your phone, to open a laptop, to log onto the internet, to go to the free library. You got all these rights now.
Right.
Now, I ain't saying master still ain't got a thumb on your neck somewhere. I'm not saying that part.
Okay.
I'm saying you have the freedom of the ability to think and come up with your own conclusion.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But they even have to be told. I'm convinced that we have to be told that it's okay to clear. Clear, you can think now, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Because I got to spend some time on this Kanye West. I got to get back to the Kanye West. Again, contradiction, narrative, hypocrisy in Black America, right? Got to get back to Kanye West, guys. Watch this, okay? Kanye West is Kanye West, right? Kanye West has acknowledged early on that he should be on some medication. He acknowledged it. He told us. We didn't investigate and found that Kanye came to a microphone somewhere in America, and he said to us that he was bipolar, right? He suffers from bipolar disorder, right?
Correct.
I've known people. You have known people. And most of us have known people, especially in our community. There's a lot of undiagnosed
Correct.
bipolar disorder, okay?
Correct. Amongst other things.
Amongst other things, right? So here he is, Kanye West, and people are dropping him like a bad habit, right? It's like, we're done with him. We're done with him. We got it. Okay. Even Forbes comes out and says he ain't rich as he used to be in 2 days, right?
$5.5 billion.
Adidas, right. Adidas comes out and says, we out. Okay. We don't want nothing to do with your Yeezys. We don't want nothing to do. We don't want nothing to do, you know what I mean, with your Yeezy shoes because you spew hate speech. So get that hate speech out of here. Get your money out of the bank. We don't want your money in the bank because you spew hate speech, right?
Yeah.
Jay, make sense of that to me.
I'm waiting to read the hate speech. I'm waiting for that part.
What happened to opinion?
Now, I'm waiting.
What happened to the ability to what happened, right?
Yeah.
And why is it hate speech when a Negro ain't on the end of it? Huh? Why is it hate speech when a Negro ain't on the end of it? And you look at these record labels, right? And you look at the quiet shutdown by many of these artists who have made money with Kanye West and on Kanye West, right? And I ask myself, what is hate speech? Somebody define hate speech for me, right? What is hate speech?
No,
right?
Just say what the fuck. That's what you.
What the fuck is hate speech? Right? Let me just ask you that. Right? Is hate speech? Watch this. Listen to me. Is this hate speech? Bitches ain't nothing
but hoes and tricks.
But hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick.
Definitely.
Is that hate speech?
Definitely.
And that was on a record label and on a distribution company, right? And what about this? Is this hate speech? Let me just say this, right?
That was on Interscope Records owned by Time Warner.
Okay, right, okay, right. Is this hate speech? You ain't no better because you fucking rappers. You only fuck with actors. You still getting fucked backwards. Who said that?
Oh no,
Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Okay. So to degrade,
your cadence was off.
I know my cadence is way off. So to degrade black women, right? Mm-hmm. To call them hoes and tricks, right?
Oh, there's way worse stuff out there than that, though.
No, I'm bound right now, right?
Okay.
And nobody says, we don't want you on this label. You are spewing hate speech.
No, they did do that.
To who?
1995.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes.
It was about August, September 1995.
Yep.
When Time Warner,
yep,
under the pressure of Dolores Tucker,
out of Philadelphia,
and Bennett,
out of Philadelphia,
right?
Yeah.
When they put them under pressure to stop the hate speech towards black women.
Right. And how long did that last?
Right? No, listen. But understand this, right? Interscope, my apologies, Time Warner, because Interscope was owned by Time Warner. That was the parent company, right? They pulled their interest in the hip hop labels, right? Of gangster rap labels. Let me frame this accordingly. Gangster rap albums or lyrics or whoever to the tune of $115 million.
I know.
Right? No. This gets way deeper though. Peep the play. The same after they refused to initially stop affiliating themselves with these gangster rap lyrics and labels or whatever. New York, some people out of New York, right, threatened to pull some stocks, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Two lawyers in Pennsylvania, right, threatened to pull Time Warner stock to the tune of $550 million. So which one they going to go with? The 115 they making off of gangster rap, Or they care about this $550 million they got in stock options they threatened to pull. So it wasn't off no principle.
No, not at all.
That's what I'm getting at. It wasn't based off of principle. It was based off of what do I stand to lose by keeping this. It's still lucrative at that time, right?
You know, the founder of Time Warner is owned by Access which is Len Blavatnik.
Correct.
Right? And Mr. Blavatnik is spending a lot of money, but making a lot of money, driving artists who spew hate speech at a level it's like the most misogynistic.
It's called drug music.
It's misogynistic. It is anti-woman. Mm-hmm. Would you concur? Mm-hmm. It's anti-woman. It's anti-black woman for sure.
It's anti-humanity.
Right, yeah. but nobody has lost their jobs. Yeah. Nobody's lost their deals with any distribution company. So is that kind of contradiction or hypocrisy?
That's definitely for a fact.
So my concern
as long
is,
as it's black people talking about black people, we can even talk about straight Anglo-Saxons. That's or Catholic or Christians or whatever the case may be. Right. But when you break down into that Jew realm, and I gotta say something. I called in the Don show on Friday, and I want to say this: this conversation is not to the Jewish community, right? This is not an attack on the Jewish community. Right. This is an attack on the Jewish powers that be. We're not talking about your Jewish friend that live next door to you in our communities. We're not talking about him. We're talking about the Jewish guy that live next door to Robert Kraft down in South Florida. Right. So we got to make a clear distinction on who exactly is we're talking about.
And I think what he said, there were a couple of things he said that I just thought were absolutely ridiculous and unnecessary. But we're talking about a guy with mental illness. Let's be clear, right? And a guy who was spiraling, and all of these people who made money on this guy that's spiraling.
We're still talking about Kanye?
Yeah.
But how is he spiraling?
I think he's spiraling.
No, listen. I can't say he's spiraling, Don.
Because he's not made a commitment to one position on his conversation. He goes over here and he comes back. Look, if that's how he really feels, he's just moving around. There are too many moving parts in his conversation. Mm-hmm. You follow me? And that's why I think there's something else going on. Okay? I've been around people who have been at that difficult place due to non-medication, right? Mm-hmm. I've had them in my family. I lost somebody that's close to me who took himself out because this reminds me of that. Okay? I am saying I don't know if Kanye West ever had any real friends the whole time. Because if I see you on that, I'm coming to get you, man. I'm coming to get you, man.
I get that. I'm just struggling.
Who's going to go get this young man?
I'm just struggling, right? Because I had to, like I said earlier, I had to really sit down. I had to unplug from the matrix myself. And I really had to form my own opinion to see what did this guy say that was so out of whack, right? Now, the only thing I could look at and see he said it was out of whack was the White Lives Matter t-shirt, right? That's the only thing that I could pinpoint, right? Because everything else that's been publicly displayed that he has said, tell me where he's out of whack at. Mm-hmm. He attacked the owners, the CEO of Louis Vuitton, saying they're racist and elitist.
Absolutely.
So what was that a lie? Is that a lie?
I don't know I don't think so.
So come on, Don, that's bullshit.
I don't think that's a lie. I don't think that's a lie.
Oh, okay, it's not a lie. No, it's not a lie.
No.
How can we know that's a lie? How can we know it's not a lie?
Right.
Because we know these top designers, even this Ralph Lauren shirt I got on, right? But we know when you get to the Louis, the Gucci, the Prada, or whoever else, right? They don't want black people at the top of their power structure.
There are none.
Look at the CEOs. Look at the VPs. Right. The guy Virgil, they finally gave him the flowers. How long it took for him to get his flowers? Right before he died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how hard is it for a black person to really break into that mode of
that
designer?
industry? Almost impossible.
Right.
Almost impossible.
So where is the lie at?
Okay.
He told the truth. Where's the lie? Right. It may come off as weird and crazy the way he presented.
Right.
Where's the lie?
And again, Jay, I can't fight you on that. I just think, right, we're just two regular dudes sitting in a studio. I've been in this a long time. And quite frankly, I'm at a place right now where, I just got to make one distinction in my life right now is it's very important. Go ahead.
And he raised another point, right?
Go ahead.
He attacked the Jewish underground media mafia. Is that a lie? No, I'm asking, is that a lie?
But tell people what that is.
No, you tell people what that is. I presented it.
I don't know what it is.
No, pretty much what it is what we're seeing right now, right? We know that the
I just
media.
wanted you to say it.
We know that the mega media is controlled by Jews, like your Time Warners, your I'm sorry, Time Warner and TBS merged to create the largest media company in the world. By the way, right? So, so your CNNs, your Bloombergs, right? Who are these people? Who are these
We know
companies?
who they are. We know who they are. But
So we're seeing that at work right now. We're seeing that at work.
right.
With
But
Kanye
think
West.
about this, right? I heard this in the barbershop from Mr. Wanzo. I want to shout out Mr. Wanzo, who's no longer with us, I think. He was old when I was 12, so if he's still with us, then that's blessings, right? And you could be dead right
And still be wrong.
and still be
That's
dead.
a fact. No, it still be dead. Ain't
Yeah,
dead wrong.
yeah, and still be dead wrong. You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
And that's a point, right? And so we have to be careful. But my concern here is when we start to use hate speech as the reason to go quickly in another direction, then we need to talk about hate speech across the board.
That's the point.
So,
but that's not going to happen.
Anybody spewing hate speech should be brought on the carpet.
But what's the classification of hate speech?
Again, nobody's told me. Nobody's told me.
What's
right?
what's the classification? Of?
Nobody's told
Matter of
me.
fact, let me Google.
Okay,
I'm gonna Google classification.
But because I'm looking at a society, I'm looking at a time we're in right now that we have had. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna and take a moment. Feel free to join us. What's the phone number here, Phil? Feel free to join us.
352-717-4071.
Feel free if you got anything you want to say. Feel free to join us. This is a live podcast that we put back up for you to listen to later on. But this is a live podcast. But think about this for a moment. What really is hate speech, right? And who defines hate speech? And in reality, this is reality to me, right? Black people, there's this hidden rule: you can't call a black person the N-word, right? But that's the only point of hate speech that I see as it relates to us, right? There's some people you can't say shit about.
And that's one of them.
Okay?
That's some Jew.
You can't say it's LGBT. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I got in trouble for calling a sissy. Okay? And he was sitting at the table. He was like, Don, I'm not a sissy. I'm gay. Okay? Whatever. Be my friend, right? But then he didn't even get mad. They got mad, right?
Yeah.
The point I make is this, right? We got to be careful when we allow this. Let me just say this, right? What's hate speech? You put it up. Go tell me. Come on, tell me. You smart, man.
Definition of hate speech refers to offenses that scores targeting a group or individual based on inherent characteristics such as race, religion, or gender, and they may be threatening social peace.
Wow.
There is no universal definition of hate speech under international human rights law. This concept is still widely disputed, especially in relation to freedom of opinion, expression, non-discrimination, and equality.
Right?
That's why I've been asking that question, what is hate speech?
Okay.
It ain't really made it to Webster yet.
This is the point I'm saying, right? The anti-lynching bill landed in Congress more than 60, 70 times over the last 60, 70 years, right? The Asian hate bill got there,
One time.
got legs one time,
Yeah.
and passed, right?
Yeah.
So my concern is when black people start buying into this, right? Look, hate is hate, right? You could be a quiet asshole and have hate in your heart, right? So when you verbalize it, we have to do something about it, okay?
On that scale.
On that scale, right? You think there ain't a whole bunch of people who hate other people that just don't tell you? I want to know. I want to know. So, Mr. West, if he is spewing hate to the magnitude that he is, right? You attack him, not how you would attack Don Miller. You got to attack him with economic warfare. Let's talk about economic warfare.
That's exactly what they doing.
Okay?
That's exactly what they doing.
So my point is this, right? I'm concerned about this young man because he has no friends.
But part of that is his fault, though. That's a separate conversation.
Okay, talk to me.
I mean, because he's pushed everybody away. So there's a difference between people running away and you pushing people away.
Okay.
It's two different things.
Well, I just think that there's something going on real bad, right? And we got to be careful because why is it important for the media to tell us he's no longer a billionaire? Right?
Because
wait. The rest of the black billionaire guys are very
Or
quiet.
quiet. That's the problem.
So if another black billionaire guy decides to spew hate speech, does he not become a black
But-
billionaire?
Hate speech in their minds.
Okay. No, right?
No, because I'm lost. I haven't found anything that classifies as hate speech yet. You know what this remind me of, Don? I was thinking about this earlier, right? It's not on the same scale because he wasn't as profound with what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But this kind of remind me of Kaepernick in this sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he decided he wanted to take a knee to stand up for something, to address
But
something.
Kaepernick was on some bullshit.
Hold this,
Okay, go ahead. All right. He was on some straight bullshit. That was brilliant, though, what he did.
But still, the premise of what he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
He still, whatever. He wanted to make a silent, public display of
Yeah, absolutely.
non-agreeance of whatever was going on, right?
Uh-huh.
My issue was this: the reason why they was able to do that to Kaepernick, because only two other black athletes took a knee with him,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If the real black athletes would have took a knee, if every black athlete would have took a knee with Colin Kaepernick, they would have never been able to cancel Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, now watch this. Watch this. Nobody look. Fuck your knee, pay your fee. I need these Negroes with all this money in the NFL to pay their fee. Go back in these communities where your broke asses came from and pay your fee. Keep your knee, pay your fee. Okay, that's Don Miller, right? Now, Kaepernick wasn't smart enough to eloquently explain why he was on his knee. They would have never put that microphone in the face of that young man who played for Seattle from Oakland. That running back.
Marshawn?
They wouldn't put a microphone because guess what? He's brilliant. Marshawn's going to eloquently explain to you deeply.
If he feels like it, though.
Well, yeah,
If
but I
Marshawn
guarantee
feels
you
like
he could explain it to
No,
you.
I'm not saying he couldn't explain it.
At a real level.
You think Kaepernick couldn't explain it?
No, not at all. Kaepernick got on his knee because he was in a tough situation contractually. His game had slipped a little bit. He was getting ready
Don,
to be cut.
I can't.
He was getting ready to be cut.
Don, that's not true.
I'm
Don,
telling you,
that's not true.
he's getting ready to be cut, man.
Don, he was at the top of his game. He was down there fresh off a Super Bowl.
Was he starting when he took
he
the
was
knee?
a starting quarterback at San
Okay,
Francisco
he
49ers.
had a $20 million Go look.
No, I know that, but he was
Okay.
starting quarterback at San Francisco 49ers.
Again,
He
right?
was not in
If
jeopardy.
he was that good, I don't care. If he was that good and he's making money for him, they would have looked away from his knee.
No, that's not true, Don. I'm going to tell you why it's not true. Because you could replace one Negro. You could replace two Negroes. You could replace three Negroes. You can't replace 300. Your league is over. That's the difference,
Okay.
right? The NFL is majority black. Let's keep it almost like the NBA. I'll probably say 95% of the skill position players in the NFL are black. That's what bring home the money.
Okay.
If all them elite skill players that's black take a goddamn knee, there is no canceling Colin Kaepernick.
But this is my point. What the fuck does a knee mean?
It's a
You
silent
guys
protest.
think about this. There are probably 1,700 black guys in the NFL with an average salary that definitely exceeds $400,000, $500,000. Let's have this conversation, right? If each one of these Negroes took $10,000 a year and put it in a kitty to take this money and go back into some of these urban communities and make a difference, they could afford it easily.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay? So if you think that you're going to get a bunch of Negroes who won't even help for real to worry about getting on a knee,
That's the problem, Don. I'm saying.
I know.
But that's the problem.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
We don't want your knee. We want your fee.
I'm saying that is the problem.
So-
because if you don't want to pay, goddamn, at least you could do is that. That don't cost you nothing. You ain't got to write no check or nothing.
I agree with you.
You can still go out there and spend $10,000 at the strip club tonight. Because that's where your money
But
will
it
go
goes
more
right
important.
back to this contradiction.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay?
That's what we
Hypocrisy
talking about.
and narrative.
And what's
right?
important.
Okay? And what's
In the grand
really
scheme,
important.
right?
In the grand scheme of the conversation, what's really important, right?
Correct.
We keep falling for the okie doke.
Correct.
We let our enemy pick our enemy more than anybody I've ever seen, man.
Correct.
Hey, don't like him. Well,
You
Negro.
know why? Because a Negro too scared to lose something.
And this is why I'm telling you.
This is the problem.
This is why I'm telling you guys.
This is the problem.
Y'all gonna like this Kanye West guy or not? He gives no shits.
He don't give. Listen.
Huh?
Listen.
He don't give no shits. They could
Listen.
announce next Wednesday he broke. He don't give no shits.
Listen. And he not broke. That's
Again, how do you lose $1 billion?
no, two.
Okay.
Well, but they said his Adidas deal was valued at $1.5 billion, but they were saying he was close to $6 billion. So how you drop down to 400,000? I don't know, man. Listen, they do a different kind of math. I don't
Excuse
know
me, ma'am. Yeah, we got a guest in the studio. I ain't gonna tell y'all who she is, but I appreciate her so much. But again, Jay, Why is it important to announce every time somebody cuts Kanye? Why is it breaking
why?
news?
Because it's public opinion now, right?
Why is it breaking news?
Because
Breaking news, Kanye's cut.
You know what they do, right?
Right.
You know but listen, I need people to understand this clearly. Kanye is not the first hip hop artist to start this conversation. Right.
Absolutely. I agree.
He is not, right? He is the wealthiest hip hop artist to start this
Absolutely.
conversation.
I concur, right?
That's where the difference is at, right?
Right.
Because Tupac Shakur was coming with an album in 1995. It later became Me Against the World. The first album was titled Trouble. On that album, he was relaying a lot of what Kanye's out here saying today. That album got canceled, got banned, was never able to be put out.
Absolutely.
By Interscope Records. And
Right.
you know who ran Interscope Records? Todd Fields and Jimmy Iovine.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z don't had a couple little lines, right? That one got blurted out. Prodigy from Mobb Deep, Bless the Dead. He had a couple lines that's been blurred out, covering up his Jewish comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to go back to what you said earlier, why is it that a black man could call a black woman a bunch of bitches? He could talk about killing another black man, shooting them 1,000 times. He could do all these things, and it's not censored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eminem, as a white guy, could come out talking about how much he hated his mama, who's regular white woman, deemed trailer park trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just ain't a black thing. This is a people that are untouchable thing, right? Don't comment on these people right here. Anything else is fair game.
And I think we have to acknowledge that. And I would go back to a rapper by the name of Bizarre, who had one of the
From D12?
from the most bizarre lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And they were signed to a label, and they had distribution.
Mm-hmm.
And the lyric goes, "My little sister's birthday, she'll remember me. For a gift, I had 10 of my boys take her virginity."
Mm-hmm. That wasn't banned. That wasn't censored.
That wasn't censored at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That wasn't censored.
Right. Okay. Again, what the hell is that? So, and this was put out by a label boss, okay, and A&R people who heard this lyric in this song.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
How is this okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got to be careful, man. I'm at a point right now where I think all of this is weapons of mass distraction, but I also think that black people have become victims of contradiction, hypocrisy, and truly narrative, right? We out here just ringing whatever bell. They rang the bell, let's go over there. They rang the bell, let's go back over there. We following the bell. And I'm telling you right now, it is not going to help us. It's not going to benefit us.
Yeah.
And to watch what I'm seeing every day, there's a press conference about who dropped Kanye. I give no fucks anymore. Kanye dug his motherfucking position out. Let this
And he's
dude.
standing on it.
Right.
He's standing on it.
Okay, so why is it breaking news?
And he made it clear, and also he made it clear who he was actually referring to. It wasn't an attack. Once
I'm
again,
sorry for cussing.
it was not.
But I'm passionate about this.
It was not an attack on the Jewish
But
community
why
as
is
a whole.
it breaking news? We just sent $5 more billion to Ukraine. We over here worry about Kanye when we sneaking money to Ukraine, which is a giant money grab.
It's not sneaking. They're saying what they're doing. We just care for some reason as a society. Well, I say we care more about Kanye West losing the Balenciaga endorsement sponsorship than we care about.
The Ukraine is a money grab, right? We
Yeah.
still got people on the west coast of Florida with nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We're talking about Kanye. We're talking about nonsense. We're still sending a lot of money to the Ukraine. Listen to me. In a bullshit conversation, a war that is not going anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Why are we allowing? Why is it breaking news? ABC News, Kanye West lost more money. I don't give a shit if Kanye West loses more money. What I want to know is how the suffering people in this country, moving into a recession for real,
Jackson still ain't got clear water, by the way.
are
Go ahead.
going to be helped.
Yeah.
So I wish and I hope that everybody
Flint water's still dirty
can
too.
get on the same page with me and say, listen, that Kanye shit, sorry to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay? Sorry to hear it, Ashley. Sorry to hear it, Quetta Jean Johnson. Sorry to hear it, Sandra. That Kanye shit, sorry to hear it. Right?
Yeah.
Listen to me. We got to be careful when we allow our mindsets, right,
Yeah.
to be infiltrated to this extent, man. It's horrible to see what's happening. But
Yeah.
it's horrible for me to see this brother just crash and burn, because you Negroes, when it's all over for this cat, y'all going to be like, oh, man, that was no, because I had somebody in my family, my own brother, who crashed and burned, right?
Yeah.
Who had bipolar disorder, who crashed and burned, right? Who I had to call the house, and one day he was talking about something, the next day he's talking about something else, right? Sickness is sickness, right? I just think that just because you got $5 billion, $4 billion, that mental illness ain't your issue. This guy's got mental illness, right? But he also, listen to me, right? This is what's deep. When people live in that space, what they feel deeply inside manifest easier, right?
A drunk mind speak a sober tune. That's a fact. No, listen.
He could care less.
This is where we disconnect at. This is why I say this is where we disconnect at. I think people keep leaning towards him saying he has mental health illness too heavy right now, because to me that's saying what he's saying has no validity to it, because he's not Kanye. Everything he's speaking on, he's not in his right mind. That's what. The moment you mention mental health illness and bipolar disease or disorder, whatever the case
Absolutely
may be,
right.
You're immediately saying he's not in his right mind. But I'm still waiting for him not to be in his right mind. He's speaking a lot of goddamn truth.
But most people.
So that's what I'm confused about.
What have we been told our whole lives? There's a thin line between what?
Genius and insanity.
Right.
I'm with that. But right now, I'm waiting for the statement that Kanye West has made that make me say, go 302 him. That means commit him.
Right.
I'm waiting for the statement. I still have not.
Well,
I spent my time all day
when,
looking for the statement.
I think when he said DEF CON, and he actually meant.
Okay, you know what DEF CON mean? You know what he's referring to?
He didn't say DEF CON. He said Death Con.
He said,
because
he made a mistake.
Know. Right.
He made a mistake.
He didn't know.
But he was trying to say DEF CON.
Right.
Do you understand what DEF
Tell
CON
him what
he was
it means.
referring to?
Tell him what it means.
What he was referring to when he said DEF CON,
Right.
he was referring to how white record labels, typically owned by Jewish folk, take black artists, rob them and pillage them for their talents and pay them very little and take 100% of their publishing.
Has that happened before?
That is what he's referring to, what he was referring to when he said DEF CON.
Thank you so much. One of our listeners, Sandra, just said unfiltered in the manic state. And I think we have to understand that that is a diagnosis.
That's a
And
diagnosis.
that is a real terminology. Unfiltered in the manic state, right? And I go back to my brother. In his manic state, I was like, damn, right? And we
To
have
me, this means, why ain't you like Jay-Z, Sean Combs, and all them enjoying their wealth that we helped them create? Why don't you go over there with them muggers, because you speaking too much shit than what you talk about.
right,
That's what that means to me.
right.
So now you're in a manic state. Because once again, where is the lie in what he has said?
352-717-4071.
If somebody can put on this screen and leave a comment or call in and tell me where was the lie in what he said, I will stand down. Until that point, you're losing me.
Again, I just want to go back to the contradiction, narrative, hypocrisy conversation, and how it is played against black people at a level that I've never seen it played against anybody else. Right?
And we allow it to be played, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, you think about this, right? Joe Biden oh man, the whole immigration, how dare you bounce immigrants around, right? And what Governor DeSantis did, many people did not like, and it was probably something that didn't have to happen, right? They talk about he used taxpayer money, right? But do you remember the build that wall initial conversation?
Yeah.
Where it came from? It came from Joe Biden and Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
That initial conversation, build that wall,
Many moons ago.
came from Joe Biden, Bill Clinton. We got to build our wall. Phil, you got that for me? That we got to be careful, right? Because those who don't read, I ain't got nothing for you, right?
Yeah.
Those who don't read, ain't got nothing for you. I just ran into LB Liberal Bob on my way here.
Gosh almighty.
And Liberal Bob was like, well, what do you think of that debate? What debate, right? Let's do straight out of the gate. That was not a debate. Then he goes on and he tries to hit me with the illegal immigration curveball. Listen to me. I don't care what anybody says. You can make this up and you can go pop over in your corner in your capsule if you want to. But if you live in this country and you don't believe, right, that illegal immigration directly affects the wages of black people, then you're a clown and an ass crack. right? Because I've lived in the inner city, okay? You've lived in the inner city, Jay. When you go downtown Philadelphia to them construction sites, who's there? Huh? Who's there? And they say we don't want to work. No, we don't want to work for short money.
It's a bunch of Mexicans.
We don't want to work for short money.
It's a
We
bunch of
want to
Mexicans.
work.
Yeah.
We want to work, but we don't want to work for short money.
Same people who you see
Right?
building a lot of these houses, you see Mexicans on those roofs.
We don't want to work for short money.
Like, it's
So
just the
we
truth.
have allowed somebody to tell us, right, and to infiltrate our thinking and say black men don't want to work. No, we don't want to work for short money.
Do you think it's infiltration or do you think it's just a bobblehead?
It's a bobblehead,
Oh,
right?
okay.
But the point is, right? So I've been there, seen it up close and personal, right?
Facts.
Illegal immigration affects the wages of black people, right? Go
Cut those
look.
wages off, period. Yeah,
I was
but,
in
yeah,
Chicago.
That's the most impact.
I want to shout out my Chicago people, Glenn and Mamie. Hey to LaTanya, who's listening in Tallahassee. Shout out to LaTanya Gibson Bowman in Orlando. Man, thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the show. Please share the show. Jay needs to stop moving. The cameras, we got like 1, 2, 3. We got like 14 cameras in here. They can't never catch Jay. Cause Jay be all Jay, get in the scoot over a little bit. You out of the circle.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Let
You're
me
back
go
in the
ahead,
circle.
Go ahead,
Okay,
go
yeah.
ahead. I'm back in the circle of trust.
Jesus, man.
I was out of circle of trust.
Next show, we're going to put tape on the floor for me. And I ain't moved the whole time. I'm about to get a cramp. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm about to get a cramp. Feel like don't move, Don. You move too much. So I'm sitting here about to get a cramp, right?
We're going to be strapped in like we're in the same asylum.
Right. But I want to say for real, right? I was in Chicago a few years ago, and I went downtown, and they're building all these giant buildings, right? And went to see a friend of mine who's in construction, and he took me to a construction place, right? And he's like, we got 757 people working on this development, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, Don, we got like 17 blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? How?
Mm-hmm.
How do you have 17 blacks when this could be real money for some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he's a white guy, and he says, well, yeah, black people don't want to work. No, you don't want to play them. You want to pay these people a different wage so they ain't going to complain. That's going to get there early, going to stay late, head over to get a 12-pack. As soon as they get done, sleep all night on the 12-pack, back up and ready at 7 a.m., one more 12-pack. So there's 7 12-packs a week, right? For short money, and then they immediately go to Walmart to do Walmart to Walmart or to Western Union to send the money back to beautiful San Pialo, Mexico. That's real talk. Y'all can go to hell if y'all don't believe that.
Well, the problem not as bad in Philly because them unions don't play those games.
The point
they
is,
much rather
right?
die in Philly behind that.
The point is, man, 7 days a week,
Nah, you know Philly union control.
7 12 packs.
That's a little different.
I ain't good at math.
Yeah.
Phil, you good at math. 7 12-packs, 7 days a week. That's a bunch of 12-packs.
12 packs, 7 days a week.
And they get a 12-pack every day.
Gosh, oh my.
They get a 12-pack out of work. Go watch at the construction site. What's the motto of this show?
Listen, laugh, learn.
Listen, laugh, learn. And I'm telling you,
Now
ain't
we
never
gonna
went
round
on.
it up to 1,000.
You ain't never been on construction site. And go to the Circle K.
fact.
Go to the Circle K by the 7-Eleven
Or you
next
can pick
door.
up some workers, heavy
Okay,
workers too.
go to Circle K. When they get through at the construction site, they're gonna be out of 12 packs in 2 hours. Go look. Phil, you ever seen this? I know you want to be
That's why I'm
politically
laughing.
correct. Huh?
That's why I'm laughing.
I'm telling you,
Mountain Dew's
man.
gone.
Right? All the Mountain Dew gone, right?
Yeah, all the Mountain Dew
Okay,
going
they
for
get the
sure.
Mountain Dew in the morning.
That's a fact.
Okay, the Mountain Dew keep them going.
About 11 o'clock.
Mountain Dew keep them going to get them to the 12-pack.
They gonna get 11. They gonna get a 12 pack. They gonna get about 2 of them
And-
slices of pizza and that little.
They get that pizza, man. They get that pizza. And I don't know what that little hot dog, it don't look like a hot dog. It got little bumps
got
on
little
it.
bumps on
What's
it.
it called? It's a bubble dog, or whatever the hell that is, right?
That's a herpy hot dog.
Whatever the hell it is. The fact of the matter is, illegal immigration directly affects the wages of black people.
The CDC ain't clear at 7-Eleven. That's what
I'm just
saying.
telling you what I'm saying, right? So we got to be careful. If you don't believe that, again, let's go back to hypocrisy, right? Contradiction and narrative, right? There's so many things, right,
Don, I
that
ain't
we
coming on here no
bite on, man.
I ain't coming
we
on here
bite
no
on
more.
nonsense that ain't got nothing to do with us, man.
Man, I ain't coming on here
Why-
no more.
we need to
You're
stop.
a bad influence on my
we
life.
need to stop carrying the bloodstained banner. Remember that song we used to sing in church? Ashley,
No.
because Jay never went. We gotta hold up the bloodstained banner. We gotta hold it up
Don,
until we
only
die.
person heard that song was you, Don. Nobody else heard
Ashley
that
know
song.
that song. Quetta G. Johnson know
Man,
that
you
song.
had to go to church in 1940 to hear that song.
Come on, man. We gotta hold up the bloodstained banner. We gotta hold it up until we die. No, we don't anymore.
Wish you was 11 in 1940.
Yeah, I was old. But the fact of the matter is, guys, what are we doing? Why are we buying into this? Let me hit some, y'all, because y'all know I'm on a roll right now, and I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about. Can I tell y'all something else? I want to say this, guys. I want to say this. I want to say this. I want to say this. Can y'all hear me say this? Listen to me, y'all, please. This is very important. I want to take a minute. I'm gonna take this right. I'm gonna go look at this so I know I'm saying it right.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas Cruz should be dead.
Oh, I knew you was coming to that. I seen it earlier.
That little boy who went into that school in Parkland, down in South Florida, who killed them 17 babies, who was just trying to get an education, and y'all think it was okay to let me explain something to you, right, about the death penalty. I got a guy. He posted on my Facebook. Thank you so much. Maybe that was. I want to shout him out for always being ridiculous. You know, I like to shout out those who just always come on, like cut the shit, right?
Going for punishment.
Yeah. Listen to me, okay? Listen to me. I want to shout out my man, Lineman Paul, who lives down south, right?
Oh, he just started following me on Instagram. That's one of your homies. I don't know who the hell that is.
Let me just say something. Shout out my boy, Leonard Edwards from the New York Islanders, who's listening and watching and supporting us. Let me just say this. Leonard say that's what the death penalty was made for. This guy. He's the perfect guy for the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing? And I want to say that what Lineman Paul said. He said, we need to go after the system that failed this kid too, right? But Paul,
what system is that?
Okay. Again, a system that they expect to give a shit. Okay, listen to me. You know how many people been failed by this system?
No, what system are you referring to? There's a little white boy. Who you talking? What system that failed him?
Okay, but you know what? Maybe they think he fell through the cracks. But the fact of the matter is, right? We should get a love seat.
We're not glossing over that, Don. You trying to gloss?
I'm coming back. We need a love seat electric chair for him and Markeith Lloyd. We need a love seat electric chair and set Nicholas Cruz and Markeith in the chair together so we won't have to spend too much electricity on both, right?
A love seat.
Electric chair, love seat electric chair. Can you see that like what they call them little chairs, the love seat?
No, that's the love seat.
What's the one the love seat with the little extended end? They call that something.
The recliner ones?
No, it's called an
ottoman.
No, this is the seat with the ottoman all built in, right?
Oh, you talking about the Chase?
Sectional.
Chase lounge.
The Chase. Yeah,
we need an electric Chase lounge.
Yeah.
And burn Markeith Lloyd and Nicholas Cruz together. You follow me?
But Marquise can't even see it coming. He got like one eye, don't he?
Two birds with one stone, right? But Nicholas Cruz, how dare, come on. I want to just say a prayer for those families who had to sit through that nonsense and watch this little boy. What life in prison? Like, let me explain some life in prison to somebody like this, right? First of all, life in prison for Nicholas Cruz is gonna be a nice life, right?
It is, because he killed a bunch of who he killed.
And guess what else, right? Nicholas Cruz is gonna have his own room.
Yeah.
Can't put him with nobody, right? Because somebody gonna run up in him.
Yeah.
Okay, you definitely gonna get ran up in, right? Yeah. And he gonna get killed. Okay, so Nick's gonna be lounging, but we need to put a Chase Lounge electric chair for Markeith Lloyd and this cat together. I volunteer to pull that switch. The fact of the matter is, what are we doing? And why aren't we up in arms? I'm watching white folk like, oh, hell no. The governor mentioned last night, we're going to fix this shit. We'll be right back on this, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, people, for being angry, okay? Listen, we have this kind of ridiculous-ass crime in our neighborhood more than anybody else, right? Mm-hmm. But they kill us.
Yeah.
They going to rush up in us so quick, man. Huh? They be like, oh, just drop him off in the park. We plugging the chair up Wednesday. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
This dude needs to go.
Yeah.
He killed babies. He killed innocent babies. And anybody who, I don't care what your mental state is. See, we out here trying to save these brains to experiment on them. Don't get it twisted, y'all. We trying to save brains to experiment on. This dude is a demon. He killed our babies. I don't care what color the babies or they're our babies, man.
That's a fact.
Okay?
That's a fact.
Let his ass drop him off in Liberty City, right?
I got
Let
I
his
got a
ass
worse
drop
place.
his
I
ass
got a
off
worse-
in Liberty City.
I got a worse place for him, but
Go ahead, where?
I got a worse hood to drop him off in. But
But the point is, how are we okay with that, right?
because we've been, when I say we, I mean us. I'm part of society. I'm not, But once again, they prey on the fact that they can tell us anything, and we're gonna just nod our head like a bobblehead, man. They know it's not any consequences for what they say or what they do.
Look, let me just say this. I was one of them clowns, right? Put it out here on the record so can't nobody come back and say, well, Don Miller, 24 years ago, you said. I was one of them clowns who was like, I don't know about the death penalty.
No, the death penalty is a necessary evil.
I was like, oh, no, I think it doesn't make sense.
I think they should bring back the firing squad.
I concur, okay? I'm saying to myself,
But the firing squad is a lot cheaper.
let me just say something. So I go to speak at a state penitentiary about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking to these young people, and I'll never forget this. I'm not going to say the young man's name. He's 23, and we sitting talking, and I was invited to speak, and I'm talking to this kid, and he's having this conversation. He's like, "Yeah, I want to be an artist." I'm like, "How long you been here?" He's like, "I've been here for 5 years. I want to be an artist. I like to draw." Yeah, and I'm like, "Wow, just real mellow conversation."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm leaving, and I asked the assistant warden. I know the kid's name. I'm not going to say it, right? And I say, "Warden, what did the young fellow, what's he in for?" I say, "He's in for natural life."
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit.
Yeah.
But he seemed like a nice kid. What did he do? Did he rob? Oh, no, he killed his family. He what? He killed his family, his mama, his daddy, and his sister. And his mom and daddy wouldn't let him use the car to go out one Saturday night when he was a senior in high school. So he killed them on a Saturday. Took the car, went out, put him in the bed, covered him up with plastic, duct taped him, covered the plastic over the bed, his sister in her bed, and he went out Saturday night. Then he came back home, and Sunday hung out with his friends. Monday went to school. Tuesday went to school. Wednesday, the neighbor says, "Hey, where's your parents?" He said, "Oh, they left town and blah, blah, blah. They're gone on a trip." And the neighbor was like, "Well, that is unusual. Normally they would tell somebody that they're leaving, right?" Mm-hmm. So Thursday, the neighbor didn't see the parents. Friday, the neighbor, when the kids goes to school, now he's gone to school all week, starts looking into the house, and he finds the door open. Neighbor goes in. The stench is like, whoa. Neighbor backs out, calls the police. Police come. The entire family's dead. This kid's in 7th period English. They go get him.
He's still educated.
They go get him, and he admits to the crime.
Mm-hmm.
So, you follow me?
That's not insanity. That's calculated.
That's death penalty.
Yeah, it's a death penalty.
He didn't get the death penalty.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't get the death penalty.
That's what I meant by when I was saying
He was
that's not
17. He was
insane.
17 years old. He didn't get the death penalty. Kill him.
Okay,
Can we
so-
kill him?
Okay, so what you do is you push his trial off for 2 years. He's 19 now. Now you give him the death penalty.
Again, right? We got to be careful because I was against the death penalty. I was like,
I'm not.
it ain't gonna make nothing better to kill him. Like,
Why not? You should let the family of the people that he violated kill him. That's what should happen with the death penalty.
But this whole conversation, and it's amazing when I hear black people say dumb shit like down with guns and no death penalty. Somebody done gave y'all that, okay? You ever hear
You
that?
got that off of CNN.
Down with guns. Like I'm seeing black people on CNN like no guns allowed, right?
Fuck you watching Fox.
No, Fox telling you to get a gun, okay? Let's be clear, right?
I'm not an asshole. I'm just saying you watching.
No. I saw this black lady with a shirt on like guns kill. No, wacko. People kill, right? Let's
Hey,
be
man,
clear.
start watching
So we
CNN,
need
dog.
all to get rid of all the guns. If we got rid of all the guns, we'd live in a better America. In your neighborhood, maybe. In mine, hell to the north.
Hey man, yeah, y'all get rid of all y'all guns. I'm gonna keep mine though. I'm gonna sleep a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, y'all know I'm the only person
But
with
it's
guns.
again how we let people embed this ridiculousness in our heads, like driving this narrative. Okay, it's okay for your 11-year-old to get a
sex change. You talking about?
yes.
Oh, okay, I figured that's where you was going down.
I'm watching this legislative push quietly, right?
When they talking about this on the debate last night?
Yes. So a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old kid came by a pack of Benson and Hedges,
but can choose what sex they identify with,
but can
What
have a
gender.
double mastectomy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Y'all need to cut this bullshit out. And
that
you
make
know what's
sense?
pissing me off the most? This weak-ass Christian church and these pastors who have not taken a position. I want to shout out all these good pastors who will stand up in their pulpit and put it all on the line and speak openly to what I think is ridiculousness, right? And it's not enough.
That's the problem.
A
It's never enough.
12-year-old kid don't know.
That's one thing I agree with DeSantis last night that he said, by the way.
Don't know. A 12-year-old kid don't know,
And
man.
it shouldn't be in the
The
curriculum in schools.
12-year-old kid don't know, man. That dude running against Herschel. If Herschel Walker, right,
Yeah.
was running for Senate in Florida, I'd have voted for him Wednesday. Because for a pastor, a man of God, to take the position on this nonsense that Warnock has taken. Come on.
I'm
Come
not
on.
saying that, Don. I'm just thinking with Herschel Walker, though.
Come on to the mic.
You might as well vote for the dudes that's behind him.
But again, I
vote
guess
for
what?
Herschel.
But Herschel don't know where he's going to be anyway.
No, I'm saying Herschel just going to sit there and say, yeah, I signed the bill.
Herschel ain't going to even...
I signed the bill.
I signed the
I don't know
bill.
what
I signed the
but I
bill.
signed the
Thank
bill.
you, Jesus. I signed the bill. Okay?
I got CET.
But Herschel's sick. But what's more sick than Herschel is a man of God
Man,
who
listen.
is okay with this nonsense.
Listen, I'm tracking that. I know, like, people break it down to the lesser of the two evils, but I'd rather vote
Evil
for
is still
somebody.
evil.
I'd rather vote for somebody that knows it's CTE and not CET. That know it's critical race theory and not CTR.
But the point is this, right? How do people who look, if you work for Jesus, if your job, right? Let's go to narrative.
Go ahead.
Let's go to hypocrisy.
Let's
if
go.
your job is working for Jesus, then they give you when you get a job, you ever got a job? When you first joined the military many years ago, they gave you a book, right? And that book was
It's called a Blue Jacket, man.
Okay, and what did it tell you?
Tell you everything you need to know. Proper procedures, how to govern yourself accordingly.
As it has to do with this job.
Yeah. The overall organization as a whole.
Okay, so when you go work for God, when you a pastor and you work for God, right? Jesus Christ, they give you a book. It's called the Bible,
Yeah.
right?
How to govern yourself accordingly.
To this book.
Correct.
This book is the
What
book
you subscribe to.
is what you subscribe to.
Correct.
So to go against the book that
Go
is
against-
your manual of
let's go against-
operation,
let's go against that.
right?
Correct.
So who are these pastors that think it's okay for 12 and 13-year-old kids to move toward changing their gender?
Because they got another thing they subscribe to. It's a green bill on the back of it saying "God We Trust."
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. So look,
No,
look,
that's the truth.
I know,
You know
man.
I ain't
Look,
lying.
I think I'm gonna remove myself from a lot of this conversation because I am angry at the hypocrisy, the narrative, and the contradiction that I'm seeing. Right? We are making people heroes that are villains, and
People are making
Villainizing.
idols out of the wrong shit.
absolutely, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care what religion you subscribe to. It says there would be no persons to be associated with the powers of God.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's no idols. There's no mankind, no physical beings that's on the level of God.
Right.
Right?
But again, though,
So
if your mind is to a point where somebody is controlling it, right? Let me just say something, right? I like to drink, right? All the time.
yeah, Don. We
I don't drink all the time.
don't worry, I'm
but
gonna drop you off.
I don't drink I don't drink every day, but nearly a day go by.
Not no more.
Okay, let me just say this. Put this on
You
the record
mean
for
to say-
somebody else call
You
in.
better say you don't drink every
I
hour on a day.
I don't drink every day, but nearly a day go by that I don't drink. Okay,
You don't drink every hour on a day.
I don't drink.
But you
I don't
drink
drink
every day.
that much. You don't drink that much. We drink sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I do believe, right, is when I'm watching people in positions that can really affect people's lives, right, that are not even doing that level of work, right? It is disturbing. It's disturbing to me. And I just believe,
At
right?
this point, you expect something different.
I hope, man.
Man, listen.
I hope. Maybe
Listen,
not
Don.
expect.
Listen, Don. One thing I always tell people is this.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was blessed about my upbringing, I wasn't blessed with the luxury to be naive. I had to look at life for what it was. And unfortunately, we are people that are still listening to master, being controlled by master in every sense of the word. Right? We know that there's things we can't control, i.e., the power structure is still not in our favor. but far wiser is the ability to think, the ability to read.
Hey, hold on real quick.
Right.
You got that clip ready?
Which one?
Come on, man. You got clips, man. I want a clip. Give me a clip.
Folks,
Okay, let me just say this.
if we're to advance liberty and justice, we need to secure our border and fix the immigration system.
Well, yeah.
What year is that from,
22.
Watch this.
And as you might guess, I think
Build-
we
what
can
are they
do
saying?
both. At our
They're saying
border,
build that wall.
we've installed new technology like cutting-edge scanners to better detect drug smuggling. We've set up joint patrols with Mexico.
Okay, stop it right there, right? You know nobody covered this one. Right? So when did Donald Trump say the same thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, that's just why we got to be careful with the curveball.
Yeah.
Listen to me, guys. We got to be careful with the curveball, right? You're not going to build a wall. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And people who think it's going to be a wall built, then stop it. I want to shout out Greg, Mega Greg. I love you, man. Ain't no wall coming, right? Okay?
And they need to stop talking about the fake war on drugs. They're gonna lose too much money if there's no illegal drug trade in this country. So stop it.
That's a curveball, right?
Stop it.
So I just want to say something else that's a curveball. If Jay think these Phillies going to win,
Hey man, listen, I feel a little hate.
Phillies in the World Series.
You know, I feel a little hate coming on, but it's all good. You know, we
Who
can.
they playing in the World
We're
Series?
playing the Houston Astros.
Is that a team?
Yeah, that's a good team. That's a good
Okay.
team.
So, Jay,
They're
congratulations.
not playing the Chicago Cubs or the Chicago White Sox. That's what we
Hey,
know
the
ain't gonna happen.
Astros haven't lost this whole postseason yet.
Yeah.
Again, so,
Hey Phil, nobody asked you for the additional information.
I like the Phillies.
Kobe doesn't have a team. Be quiet.
Coley. That was beautiful, man. But they did. That's funny, man. They did have a massacre. Okay.
They did. That's a fact.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Next Tuesday, we'll be right back. Again, this show, the motto of the show is Listen, Laugh, and Learn. We just want to drop nuggets for an hour. We got a special broadcast coming up. We're going to announce it.
November 8th.
We're going to announce it November 8th with a live studio audience. Stay with us. We're going to announce next week. Follow us at The Don Miller Show on all platforms. Follow Real Rap Kane on YouTube.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
He got TikTok
Twitter.
now, right?
You know,
He on Twitter too, right?
You know, we're in the building now.
But listen, we got a live show. We want a studio audience. It's going to be on election night, so vote early. And we want you to come out. We're going to have a real show, live. We're going to tell you the details. This is going to be so much fun, guys.
So
Don
about
Miller,
2 weeks.
Real Rap Kane, D'Amica Page is going to come out with us. And we're going to just have a good time. We're going to see if we can get some of them other smart brothers and smart sisters to come out. We will definitely have drinks. We're going to have some fried chicken because that's what we do. Okay, y'all can be mad and call that raises too. I'm going to eat some fried chicken, right? We're going to tell you where it's going to be in a
They're going to
minute.
cancel chicken.
They're going to cancel chicken next. Like, cancel that chicken. Chicken is not good, right? They just tell us what to cancel. Hey, shout out my man, Owen, my barber. Oh, so legendary, man. Love you, bro. Osiris, man. Osiris in the stream, man. Hey, Osiris, he said every time a Philadelphia team wins the World Series, there's a severe recession. Only Osiris would know that fact, but he's right.
Hey, listen, man. Listen.
Come on, man. We got to go.
Harlem as a borough doesn't have a team.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. The Don Miller Show, Drinking and Judging, Real Rap Kane. Shout out to everybody who follows us. Tell your friends. Share. Please follow us. Share, like, okay, subscribe. We love you so much. We'll be back next week. Shout out to my girl, Ashley Kane, in this piece. Hey,
recession is coming, though.
podcast
Y'all
doctor,
know
I
that.
love you, man. I'm going to go drink. I don't know where y'all going.
Y'all know a recession is
I'm going
coming,
to
though.
Corona Lake Mary. Can I get a discount for that?